Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
Welcome to my world. Today I wanted to talk about survival prepping and why I stopped. Okay, survival prepping is very important, but there's a reason why I stopped. Survival is a basic human instinct. We all have it. But sometimes it's based off of fear. And fear is a basic reaction which is caused by either terror or danger, might be pain, or some kind of a threat. And from that, fear can lead to anxieties, your depression, sadness. And so for me, being a survivor prepper for the last 3 years, that was the cycle that I was going through. I was head on. I was strong at it. I was doing everything I was supposed to do. But then, and it was caught. And the reason why I was survivor prepping was because of the fear. What's going to happen? Will there be some kind of attack? What kind of natural disaster is going to happen? And none of that has happened. And but also, like I said, came with the fear, came anxiety, which led me to become stressful. I was stressed out all the time, worrying was something going to happen. And then from that, just depression, like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's around me seeing what could happen. Nobody else is doing what I'm doing. Nobody else is survival prepping. So the reasons that you should prep, and let's go into that because we all should have some level of wanting to be a prepper. I just went overboard. I just took it to a whole nother level. But everybody should have a reason to prep. And we all have a reason to prep. And those reasons would be natural disasters, floods, tornadoes, climate changes are happening all the time. The Yellowstone volcano had me going for a long time. And it still might erupt. Man-made disasters, the EMP attack, electromagnetic pulses, war. We're in a police state. You know, anything can happen at this moment. Anything can happen. Are you prepared? So knowing that anything can happen at any time, we need to have some level of being prepared for whatever may come. Just not going overboard with these things. So I need to ask now, do you have at least 2 weeks supply of water? Which I went out and bought the water. But then you can have water for 2 weeks. I went and bought the barrels, the big barrels, and fill those up with water. But you can't just fill them up with water. You got to get a hose that's just for drinking water. Since the barrels are heavy, I had to stay outside. So I had to get a hose to fill it up with a drinking hose water. Then I had to get capsules to put in it so that it would make the water last for 5 years and would not mold or anything get in the water. So these things cost money. Do you have 2 weeks supply of food? Another question. That's important. Do you have food at home? And not just some random canned goods, because you're going to eventually eat those foods up. I'm going to go into what I have in a few minutes. But do you have lighting? Do you have solar lighting? Do you have flashlights? I just found out, I have one right here. Let me show you. I just found out that you can use Crisco is really for a candle. And if you look at the Crisco logo, there's actually a little, on the eye, there's a little light like it's a candle. So you can actually put a candle inside it or wick, but you could use a small candle that has a wick, stick it down in the center, light that wick, and this will burn for a very long time. This is a small can. I think it goes for like 7 days. They got the big cans, like they cost like under $10. You can get that and you have 72 hours of light. So these are small things that you might want to just keep around just in case there's an emergency and you don't have lighting, and that's going to light your house for a long time. Do you have a generator, solar or gas? I went out and bought these things. I was getting prepared for what may. Money. It costs money to do these things. But of course you got time. I thought I didn't have that much time, so I was going out and getting them. As soon as I got my money, I was just just in a wreck. I was just trying to make sure I was prepared. Gas masks. People say, well, they're only $30. Really, that's not that much money to have a gas mask. You don't never know when Yellowstone is gonna. You need to cover up because of the debris that you're gonna be breathing in, or whatever. It could be anything. It could be debris from a fire next door that's just you don't want to suck into your lungs. Get a gas mask. Batteries, gun ammo, first aid kit. A lot of people don't even have first aid kits at home. Gotta have a first aid kit. And then you think, okay, emergency. Do you have your personal hygiene items? Ladies, what are you going to do if you run out of pads and tampons? What? Do you have tissue? I went out to eBay and I went and got these little round circle things. You put water on them and then they turn into a piece of tissue. I mean, I went off into it. I got the phone charger, phone chargers. What if phones are down though? Do you have the two-way radios to talk to whoever who's out in the woods trying to find new food so you can la 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 la. You gotta be a prepper to kind of know what I'm on. But do you have liquid bleach at home to just sterilize water in case you have to go out and get water and you don't have the little pills to drop in your water to sterilize it? Where's my cup? Oh, let me show you a real quick test. I went out and got a couple of these, which are your life straws. You put water in here, and whether it's dirty or not, this is clean water out of bottled water. But you don't even know what's in bottled water. I'm not being paranoid. But I put bottled water into this, and I'm just drinking it out of my life straw, and it just cleans anything that's in your water. These are important in case you don't have fresh, clean water. You can put water in here that's going to filter it. So, still money, but this didn't cost that much money. Do you have entertainment items? If internet goes down, what are you going to do? Do you have books? Do you have games? Do you have items to keep your mind occupied? Scissors, duct tape, saw, blades, knives, gloves, towels, matches. What about waterproof matches? Rain gear, whistle. You might need to be in trouble. Need to whistle. Manual can openers. Got plenty of canned goods, but then how are you going to open them if you don't have it? There's no electricity. Pet foods. A lot of people have pets. They don't think about going and get extra food for the pets or pet items and things that pets might need. Also, gardening. Do you have those gardening skills? I learned gardening skills. I've been out in my back. I turned half my backyard is now a garden. I learned how to dehydrate food and how to plant seeds and how to harvest them. I even went as far as getting chickens. I just got rid of how many chickens? 18 chickens. I just got tired. I had so many chickens, but I was getting eggs galore every day. I'm only one person. I've got, let me show you again. I've got, but these are fresh chicken eggs. Look, here's a feather. These are fresh chicken eggs from my chickens that I had. And it was a great experience, but again, money. You got to feed those chickens. Nobody around here wanted to buy my eggs, so, I started dehydrating my eggs and putting them on the shelf. So I have mass eggs on the shelf now. But this has been a learning experience. It's been great, but I've gotten tired, and the fear factor has dropped since I've let some of this stuff go, and I'm still prepared. If anything is to happen by me doing these things, I'm a little bit more prepared than the normal Joe. But the title of this video was Why I Quit, and it was because of the stress level. But I still wanted to educate you who watching this video of why I even began. There was a reason, and it's very important. The long shelf item foods include, these are things that you need to have that it's not stressful. Just go out and get them. Anything happens, you got long foods that are going to stay on the shelf for a very long time, if forever. Powdered milk, pasta, honey, beans, cornmeal, bouillon cubes. You don't have meat because your refrigerator is off, but this stuff will flavor your beans and your meats. Beans last 30 to 40 years on the shelf. Your grandkids can eat off some beans you just went and got to the store today. White rice. It has to be white rice. It lasts over 30 years on the shelf. Your canned goods last a long time too, but they don't have that much nutritional value. But in a time of emergency, it's good food to eat. Baking soda, dried fruit and vegetables, and I've dried a lot of fruit and vegetables. Salt is forever lasting, and it also is a preserver. If you were to ever go fishing and get something, you could put some salt on it and preserve it for a while, make it last a little while. Oatmeal, grits, sugar. Now, I went and got these big old containers, and I filled these things up with sugar. So, I mean, I got sugar galore for days. Coffee, cocoa powder. You have to go and look for yourself. This is just a short list, trust me. Look up long shelf food items and try to get those foods and keep them in a place that is hidden, because you don't really want anybody to know you have this stuff, because anytime in an emergency, you don't have friends. They're going to come and try to take your stuff. That's why you get your gun and your ammo. Now, I had 2 other dehydrators before I learned that the Excalibur and why it is a good product. The other $30 little dehydrators I bought, the motor was on the bottom. So when you're dehydrating your foods on the shelves, they give you little shelves in case you don't even know what dehydration is. They give you these shelves, and you put it inside of the dehydrator. But the motor is on the bottom. So the food is dehydrating, and liquid is dropping and falling on the bottom of the motor. It's a mess. It just doesn't even last that very long. It tore up. I bought 2 of them until I learned to go get the Excalibur food dehydrator. Excellent. It's been wonderful ever since. The motor is in the back. Okay? There's nothing. The fan goes this way. There's nothing to drip down on it. It's just been wonderful. Cost a little bit more money, but it's been worth it. So you might want to try that. Then I also went and got the Food Patriot 72-hour foods. They last a long time. Also, this came from Walmart, $20. 48-hour emergency food supplies. There's 55 meals in here. And as you can see, I have a number 9 on here because I bought 9 of these. If anything goes missing, I don't know if there's one missing or not. And also the date that this will last up to is January 29th, 2049. So I got a long time before this will be not able to be eaten. So the MRIs are good. Those food goods are good. That's the best thing to buy, because you know those things are going to last the longest. Then I spent money on hopefully you'll know what I'm talking about. These are the absorbers you put inside the Mylar bags with the food, and they help to keep the food fresh. Money. This costs money. And this was some dehydrated chicken I did in 2018. You just put the food in here with an absorber, seal it, and you can do that with the flat iron. Seal it, and you got some food that's going to be, it's dehydrated, it lasts, it's sealed from air. It's a good way to keep food. But then I'm only one person. I got to eat this up before. It's not going to last forever in this bag. And you ought to see the stuff I've got in this. Orange slices. Jerky sticks from 2014. They probably already bad. This whole bag, I just bleached green beans. Who's going to eat this stuff? Because we didn't have an emergency. So it's best to go with the MRIs, because these are going to last. This stuff I think is not going to be any good, and I've wasted my money and time. And then I even went out and bought these to put food in, and you seal them, the Ziploc seal bags. That was crazy. But anyway, I learned a lot, and I'm better, more prepared than I've ever been, and I hope that you learned something from this. But my main purpose is why I stopped. It was very stressful. Take your time if you're going to be a survival prep. Just don't let it become overly your main reason for getting up every day. It was like, wow, I was really trying to make, I didn't know how long I had, or if I had the next week, or what was going to happen. They're still talking about an EMP attack. These things have not stopped. It's just that I've just stopped listening to them. So I hope you got something from this video. Do more studying into survival prep. Do survival prep. Just do it on a even level. Keep yourself balanced while you're doing it. What else am I going to say? I guess that's it. At least have 2 weeks of supplies, water, food, emergency supplies on hand, if nothing else. But don't lose your mind. Okay. I enjoyed you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Love and peace.